I stumbled upon this video where many of the actions were very questionable, to the point where if you were in class, you wouldn't even raise your hand to ask a question. You would just call it out because some of the actions here are insane. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this video and I'll demonstrate to you guys what is it that I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and just provide a bit of information so you guys can go into this with a bit of context. That way it's not completely confusing to you guys. So essentially it's a white woman that is going into a neighbor's home and is ringing the doorbell. Apparently because she saw some suspicious activity in front of the house, which by the way, that's a good neighbor. State Farm is there. And I guess she wanted to notify the neighbor that there was this black silhouette, like an unlockable character in a fighting game, in front of her home, at least until there was a plot twist and the suspicious figure turned out to be black. And as you guys can imagine, she made questionable choices that definitely spiced up her life.
What's going on? Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So where are you going?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
Hey.
You know it's bad when even the stroller made a run for it. It did face slam into the concrete, but it's the attempt that I respect, you know? So that deserves a tiny clap. You can tell that this woman has a great relationship with common sense. In this next part of the recording, the husband comes over to the neighbor's home and he attempts to understand what went down. And both sides tell their story. But what's amazing is that the woman, she ends up telling her story. And if she turned her story into a book, that book would be categorized as horror fiction. It has a tremendous amount of literary devices such as foreshadowing, imagery, illusion. It's commendable. But it also has a tremendous amount of flaws, continuity errors, retcons, plot holes, deus, ex machinas, you name it.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. Somebody chased her up here. And she had kids.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in
There
a
was a
silver
guy in
truck.
a gray truck, and he came
So
around the corner,
I don't
and
know if you guys have a
I was
reading.
in the street, and so I come up, and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope," and then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah.
Those are the words that you absolutely do not want to hear at a time like this. Honestly, if I was her, I'd just play dead.
He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's...
She got all worried that she
Scared the crap out of me.
How?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
How did he scare you, though?
had a feel.
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out
And I
home.
saw someone walking in our driveway, too. And I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
I'm
Well, there
sorry.
we got it. All right, sorry.
What?
I don't.
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
No, you came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
So that was the explanation, right? So I think that anybody who would have explained that would have probably came to an understanding. However, what she says next, a lot of people had a lot of contention with this. So I want you guys to listen very carefully to what she says, okay?
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? And I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
It was obviously you could tell that I was really caught off guard.
Like I'm pulling in my, it's like I'm pulling in my house. Like this is not, this neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio.
It is.
I don't, you don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me.
So just in case you guys didn't hear the ending of that, she said, I really hope you're not upset with me, just in case you guys didn't hear it. So at the very beginning of that clip, you could hear her say, you have to understand my point of view. And a lot of people had contention with the fact that she said you have to, because a lot of people thought, well, he doesn't have to. You have to understand my point of view. This makes me so furious. And then there's this comment as well, as you guys can read. They're asking the same question. Why do we have to understand your point of view? She's a liar. We don't have to understand anything. She needs to understand not to go on other people's property. She lied. And of course, as you guys can expect, they were also defending the woman as well. Guys, you guys are all in the wrong. He was scared because he was driving slowly to watch the Christmas lights, and she thought that he was following her. And as you guys can see, there's way more content. This one got way more engagement. And of course, she's explaining that she was also confused at the fact that, you know, she started panicking and screaming. And then there's like this whole debate going on here. Top 3 linguistic anime battles of all time. So essentially this all boils down to who experienced what. If you're a person who has experienced racial profiling, if you guys have experienced it, then most likely this story is going to relate to you guys. People are saying that she's racist. I don't know if she's racist, because she just happened to be at a time where she was panicking. She had 2 kids and she made a run for it. It could be the case that she is a racist, or perhaps she really was just panicking and wanted to get her kids out of danger. But I can also understand that for a black man, it must feel absolutely terrible when you get labeled a suspicious character. You don't know why you're being labeled that. The first thing that comes to mind is black. You know, I'm black. Because you see all of these reports online, on the news, and especially you see all of these policemen go after the black man when, you know, somebody yells out black. So, of course, it's going to make them feel terrible. But most importantly, it's going to make them feel fear. When it comes to this guy, he kind of gave his own description of what he felt during that time. And I want you guys to listen to it.
Picks the kid up, drops the stroller, hops off the porch, starts running, and I hear screaming, yelling for help. At that point, now I'm in fear. I'm in fear because I know what we face as black men in America. So I rush to the garage. 6 p.m., regular day. We pacing back and forth. I don't, at this point, I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. She comes back before the police gets here. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go outside with them outside. And the police pulls up, and I don't know what's going to pop off. If the police pull up, altercation happen, anything could happen. Right. I know they're going to side with them.
If you guys want to go ahead and listen to the rest of that story, I'll go ahead and link it down below. It's going to be in the description below. So you can get a glimpse into what he was thinking during that time. And it's obviously not a snow angel in a field of flowers. He was truly fearful and panicking. And of course, there is a video of the woman speaking as well, which I will show you now.
Did I overreact? Maybe a little bit. People are going as far as saying they're not genuine apologies, that I'm out to get them for whatever reason that is. I don't know how it could be twisted that way. I made a public apology to them through the video to a whole Facebook page of almost 500 residents in our neighborhood. So now I woke up today and John starts sending me screenshots of people going on all of my social media channels. And I had to make my pages private. Messaged saying that I'm a racist, going as far as saying that I was trying to have a black man killed.
So that's her video. I could not see the entire video because she privated her Instagram, but you can see that it's very real for her. She's questioning, and she even feels gaslighted to the point where she's asking the question, you know, like, how can I be seen like this? Like, I genuinely thought that I was in danger. For people to assume that I wanted a black man shot, like it's crazy. One thing that I've noticed is that, you know how black men are afraid of cops to intervene in a situation where Caucasian people are involved? I feel like there's going to be a similar situation, but for white people. I feel like white people are going to be afraid to criticize other people, especially if they have dark skin, and they're going to feel like people are going to view them as racist. And so this is kind of like a form of oppression for them. I know black people are going to say, well, they oppressed us. Like I said, you know, I don't know what it's like to be black, and I don't know what it's like to be white either, you know, but I feel like those tensions are rising, and I feel like if we don't listen to each other, you know, it's going to get a lot worse. So yeah, I just kind of want to expose you guys to that story. Just kind of listen to both sides. It's a really complex situation that really only people who have experienced that could really just give a 2 cents on. You know, I really can't give my own opinion on this because I don't know what it's like to be either or. So that's really all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys next video.